Okay, back where we left off. That last little piece of video was about 10 months ago. Had the RV sitting over at my dad's house for the winter because he's got a great spot and I don't. But now I'm in the driveway and on to the next project. So this is the propane furnace that was in here. And those are the inlet and outlet for the combustion of the propane. This valve right here, which is a pretty standard propane valve, it would work. You'd get the thing running, and once the thermostat would hit, it would shut off and then leak propane. And then once the temperature got down far enough, I didn't let it happen, but I'm afraid that when it would reignite to bring the temperature back up to keep it in that thermostatic area, there'd be a major problem. So I needed a new one of these. And these are about 150 bucks. I'm not a fan of propane heat. There's other options, like this. Bought this on the Zon, the Amaware. Came with this 2.5 gallon tank, a bunch of accessories, exhaust pipes, a muffler that doesn't really seem like it's going to do much of anything, harness, a whole bunch of stuff, and the unit. So this is a diesel heater. We've got one at work. It's in one of our semi trucks, and it keeps the little sleeper toasty. So, you know, this is a really big sleeper. Anyway, this was cheaper than the propane valve, and it has exhaust that goes, you know, in and out, and it creates a resident heat on a housing that a fan passes over to heat the room, instead of blowing the fire to the room, which is caustic. So this is going to be a safer option, and finding a place to put that might be tricky, but I want to put this whole unit back in here because there's ducting that runs to these registers, and yeah, one step at a time, and I'll get her knocked out. This thing right here, holy crap, was a pain in the ass to get out. Had to bend the shit out of these. Excuse my French. No cussing on this channel. Well, god damn. So, yeah, this thing was like over 100 pounds. And this whole box, including all the stuff, is, I don't know, 20? 30 maybe? So yeah, this exhaust pipe that goes on the bottom of the unit, it's all flexible, is going to have to go out one of those holes. Specifically, this one on the right. No. That's obviously not the right size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that little pipe in header wrap to where it barely fits, and I'm going to tie it on with some wire, and that should be the solve for that. And that one is the inlet, and I either need to block it off or use that for the combustion inlet. And see, there's ducting and stuff in here that I may or may not use. Not 100% yet. But the inlet is the same size. It comes with this little screen here. I wonder if this will fit inside of that pipe. I doubt it. Just by putting my hand on it, it seems pretty big. But if this would fit in there, that would be the ticket. Oh, hell no. Not even close. So I'll probably end up blocking that off and then just running this any old spot. So yeah, I'm going to work on getting the unit mounted, and then I can work on routing the exhaust and stuff and ducting. Just a second. I'm going to do it here in a minute. I know this video is all kinds of sporadic, but spread over a little bit of time. And so a couple of things we've made, or changes. Camera. So that is a Amazon special, $60 camera. Motor home, motor home, motor home, home, home. Okay. I gotta do some vacuuming here. But check this out. Okay. That's where you're gonna put your diesel. In here. We've got diesel tank, the heater itself, fuse for the heater, and out that way is the exhaust, the fresh air in. And I put it on a toggle switch because the head unit, that's our voltage right now. I got it plugged in, so the power converter is doing its thing. This doesn't shut off. Like right now the heater's off and this is always on, so it's going to draw voltage. So I put the toggle switch in, that way I can shut this all off and it doesn't draw any juice. Here's how the camera turned out. So mounted it up here, just some screws. That way when you're sitting in the seat, cruising down the road, bam, camera. I can see directly behind me. And of course, you can see that way. You can see that way. Let me flip her on real quick so you can see what's up. That's the thing about these old motorhomes. Check this out. We got the ignition and the doors. We got a deadbolt for the man door. And every single freaking compartment on the side of this thing takes a different key. Yeah, gonna have to change that. Drives me bonkers. Key on. Bam, camera. Pretty cool, huh? It looks a little weird on my camera, but yeah, driving down the road and you can see right behind you. That's gonna be handy for backing down the boat ramp and etc. Cool, huh? Yep. Bang my head. So yeah, she's pretty much all set and ready to rip. I'm jacked about that. Ripped out the old thermostat because obviously that doesn't do anything anymore. And we got a legit heater, and this is the duct I did. So this is the old register, an old register over there for the original furnace. And these ducts are 4-inch, and I plumbed into that at first, and it just didn't have much velocity. So did its own duct. This came with it, and I can kind of point it different ways, and it freaking hucks the heat out, which is awesome. And apparently it doesn't use much fuel because I put 1 gallon in it exactly, and that put it about 1 inch higher than what it is right now. And I've had it running for a total of probably 6 hours between yesterday and today. So 1 inch in 6 hours, and considering that that's a gallon, I'm thinking it should run a whole weekend on 1 gallon. Yeah, I gotta clean this up. Good thing that's got a thingy in it. But yeah, this is what's up. Got our microwave here, and just some seatbelt straps, and that keeps her sturdy. And then you just plug it in if you want to use it. This thing's brand new. I've only fired it up once. Wham. Popcorn. Bob's your uncle. So yeah, this is where the project's at so far. And oh, that's what I did with the wires. So for the backup camera, run this way, and then I went drilled a hole there. And this $60 backup camera from Amazon is comes with a, it's good for, I mean, you could probably put that in a 40-foot coach. And then through a hole that's in this partition, and then through another hole, and then I went down right there behind this pad, down that way, across the top, and yeah, wham bam. Turned out fantastic. My kid's been playing around in here, so stuff's kind of everywhere. But these two pads stack up, and then this section pushes in, and you got a little bit more headroom. Yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And this thing, I mean, I can take this up in the bed with me and turn the heater on or off or up or down. And so these Chinese heaters, check this out. So the heat, so I look on YouTube and I see how people are getting them to work. As far as I can tell, you've got a heat 1 through 6. And there's all these like symbols and crap going on here. And so heat 1 through 6, and then this is your current temperature that this thing's reading. If I hold this settings button down, there's this thing here. And you know you can't change it to Fahrenheit. But apparently, this does absolutely nothing. That is useless. I had this sucker set on 5 degrees Celsius, which is like cold. And if you have the heater set to, let me change this. If you have the heater set to 1, there's a fuel pump. It'll just keep pumping out heat. It will always pump out heat. The fuel pump runs slower on 1. Versus 6. And it just, no matter what you do, it's always cranking out heat. So you could set it to 1, and I need to do some testing with that, but I don't know how hot it gets in here with just setting number 1. I would imagine pretty stinking hot, because you hear it speeding up. I don't know. What I do know is I can turn it on and I can turn it off. And for $100, I can't complain. It's 12 volt. It blasts the heat and it's pretty efficient on the diesel. So whatever. Turn it on, warm it up, turn it off. Bob's your uncle. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll probably throw up another video at some point. So here's what I did here. So this is what the original furnace, smoking a little bit. I got my out exhaust there, and this is the inlet for the heater out of the original holes. So we're getting real close. Project's just about done, and we will probably fix something else next. Stay tuned.